What's up, everyone? All right, I'm gonna get the rest of my clothes off the line and get back in the house and start my project with soldering the auxiliary cable. We'll start some music, and just as disclaimer purposes, at the beginning of this video, I will make this statement: you may be offended while watching my content. If you are easily offended or have a weak heart or soft skin, you may want to watch somebody else because I don't pull punches. I speak my mind and my heart's content. I use my three brains, my head brain, my heart brain, and my gut brain to make my decisions. It's a Gnostic teaching. It's called knowing. It's a gnosis, is what it means. Anyways, without further ado, the first task on this video, you guys will be not watching if you don't want to, but be sitting through me getting my clothes off the line because they're ready. We've been sitting out here all morning. It's been nice. So I will start that right now. And I may not say too much, but this is the way, this is how we do. I will fold them later. I put them away. Anybody has any suggestions on what we should share as music? I will go inside when I'm done here, and I will put the song on first, and we will sit there and point out the subliminals that we find. What I love about summertime and in a place where it doesn't get below 60 degrees. Like whoever says I don't take care of myself is a liar. I take care of myself pretty well. I struggle with bills. I don't struggle making friends. I don't struggle having acquaintances. Hey, Amber. Did you hear Dick Brain? No, I don't think so. Anywho, we're gonna go inside now, and we're gonna listen to some music and try to follow the title of the video here. We're gonna solder some wire and play some music, maybe reference a dick fart. I mean, no, 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 no. Watch your mouth. I'm just kidding. the guests or the viewers are able to. I got one person waiting who wants to get on here. Oh, nice. Huh? Why can't I have them join? Are they not waiting anymore? I had one guest waiting. My head brain, my heart brain, and my gut brain. There's a fourth brain that men use, but I don't use that one as much because it's, that one's used for specific things and it's not anything smart, really. I mean, smart too sometimes. But you get what I'm saying. It's fun, but it's not the agenda of the day. Oh my goodness. Okay, this thing's still on. Yes, it is. Cool. All right. So we're gonna be soldering this right here. What side? Yeah, the wires are twisted or something. Right. Okay. They don't have the camera mic connected. They have to accept it when it pops up as a use StreamYard and Chrome. It works a lot better. But when your device asks for permissions, you have to say agree or allow, or else it won't work. But anyways, good. Yeah, you had a foot lower than the gut in mind, huh? Anyways, let's see. On the mind, I should say, not in the mind. All right. Let's see. So what I need to do here is unfray the cord, pull it off. We're going to resolder it, so it's all good. We need to trim it down. Don't cut your knuckles with that knife. Oh yeah, what was the second thing I was supposed to do? Who's paying attention? Ah, I don't think the person that was trying to get on was a troll, actually, to be honest. Maybe a spy, but not a troll. Um, there's a lot of spies working for the other side that don't always reveal themselves when you ask. Like one thing, I don't care who's watching, or but if I ask who's watching, it's like if I'm seeing three and only one of them's commenting, then that means there's two more people that. Oh, see, I lost people saying that. They must have been trolls. I called them out before they had a chance to open their fat mouth. I really don't care. Like, it's coming to the days where those that don't care will not be cared for, and the ones who do care will be part of the circle, and they will be the ones benefiting from the provisions that we are about to start offering others. And I say this just because I'm a fucking weirdo like that. I'm crazy because I have a heart and compassion for humanity. I'm crazy and I don't want to talk about. To play it bluntly. Soldering tip. Get this excess wire pulled off of here, because if we have a ground out somewhere happening, it's gonna crackle out and sound like crap. So we have to make sure that we dig out the old wire that's connected to the solder. See these old wires right here? Well, you probably can't see them on the camera, but you can take my word for it. There's old wire sticking out of this. You'll see if you pick it up here. If I stop moving. No, my camera sucks on the front side, anyways. But pull the old wire out so it doesn't touch each other and give each other cooties. We're gonna use fingernail clippers and clip it. Man, I must need some potassium or something. I'm shaking today. Comes with the trade. All right, so we got clean contact points. I forgot the camera is not mirrored, so it's backwards. All right, so here's our ends right here. I have where's that damn speaker? I don't have any solder, so I have to steal it from these speakers that have a nice glob of solder. This is broken anyway. The buttons are broken. You see how the front has these 3 buttons right here? Well, those buttons are on this motherboard, but they're broke off. So I'm going to use this material to fix another thing that I have, and it'll be good as new. I just have to find where I'm going to take the solder from, probably from the speaker. There's some there. Yeah. It's boring, I know. Let's get some music on though, since I turned the speaker on over there. What's the song? We could get the a link for YouTube. I shared the guest link. Let's see. It's not showing up on YouTube that I was gonna go live. Is that what you meant? It was on pause. Oh, what the hell? How is it paused? Music is. Yeah, I wanted to know what songs have a lot of subliminals in them that we can listen to while I do this, because I'll point out all the subliminals as they are said. You know, I notice that shit like flies on shit. Subliminal messages. It's actually suggestive phrases also, or entendres. Those are all things that.
Are you a low-income American on food stamps or Medicaid? If so, you are now eligible to.
I don't own the copyrights to this music, people. So, all right, this one's called "God's Eyes." I like this song. It's by Dax. Now, I don't believe the devil is a physical thing. It's a way that we treat each other. Okay, so he says, "I've never seen God's eyes, but I've seen the devil's." Listen. I've never seen God's eyes, but I've seen the devil's. He walks with men on earth and every levels. He knows the king we serve, so he hates the metals and and we all burn and turn to rebels. You try to take my soul, but I'll never settle. I walk this lonely road to the burbs and the ghettos. I'll make the copies go and return my vessel. I am the one they chose. It's not Christian rap though. Since birth, he knew that it would happen when he put us on this earth. Demon master I'm doing some. I'm showing people how to solder. Dystopian age, I think that he plays, or it ain't vote to see folks to be folks and shape God play. Listen, God dies, but I seen the devils. He walks with people on earth, and they say shit like that. And when we all burn, because they're jealous fucks. I never settle. I walk this lonely road to the birds and ghettos. I got more character than any of you rich bastards out there. But I'm not gonna let a couple of haters make me bitter. So I say keep drinking out of the trough where the sheep drink, and I'll drink out of the trough where the kings drink. Yeah, I've seen the devils. He walks with men on nerves at different levels. He knows that we serve, so he hates and meddles. And raise that we all burn and turn to rebels. You take my soul, I'll never settle. I'll walk this lonely road to the burbs and ghettos. The gifts bestowed and return the vessel. And the one they chose. Any song suggestions? Come on, solder, melt.
I can't forgive you. I'm done. No. I'm done this time.
We're not the only ones with problems, y'all. You know, like this guy's speaking from his heart, like his experiences, and like this is real music. He just got bit by a vampiric woman. Or in the opposite way, you could say if he was a woman, he got bit by a vampiric man. You know, I'm not sexist.
Came back from work on a Friday. She was crazy. Long distance FaceTime with the lady.
So he's changing because he got bit.
Not much. But I know something was wrong. Can't even look me in the eyes. I track her on the phone. Know that you can tell lies. Got the patch with tissue. See you text another guy. I gotta look to find issue. Why you in the dark? Would you fuck? It's all I you have to tell me I can't get it off. No, I think about it every day. How can I go to sleep? I need to spend my whole life to the most possible way. You came back, but now we have to go our separate ways. And then I went and took you back. Of course, said I was crazy. You do it again. And you manipulate.
And anybody's a fool if they're gonna pretend that you don't lose somebody how you get somebody. Especially like if you get somebody and you know there's some genuine people out there that it's just genuinely just the way it happened. But like if people are known for like their track record to be, you know, like I dated a girl that was with a good buddy of mine, and he was in treatment and getting clean for her, and she dumped him to get with me when I came around. And that same girl, when something better came along of what she thought was better, out I went and they came. So that's the example of you lose them how you get them. So pay attention to, you know, who you allow in, and you know, influence your mind or your thoughts or your feelings. You know, if you genuinely feel uncomfortable with something, then it's probably not something you should do. You know, so any song suggestions that have subliminals in them, I got a bunch. So not doing that one. Let's see. Breaking Benjamin. Anybody like that band? Let's see. We'll scroll. Playlists. Let's see. So, Devil, Tourniquet, 22, Never Again, Dear Agony, Angels Fall, Failure, Far Away. Same ones. Red Cold River, so forth. 50-ish Questions with Jason Roch. He must be the guitarist. Let's see. I don't want that. I didn't say yes. Ashes of Eden. Let's see. Holy shit! I see my own live in my feed. That is crazy. Oh shoot. Let's see. You guys like Tool? Tool's got a lot of subliminals, and it's very complex. It's like mathematical genius. Let's see. We'll start with Schism. Everyone knows Schism, right? You know what Schism is? We'll just do the audio because we're not going to be watching the video. We're just going to be listening to the subliminals that happen to be said during. This is full of knocks on the door if one so seeks to learn what they are. And I'm not crazy. You guys are going to find out real quick. When it happens, it's not going to be warned about. It's not going to be talked about. It's just going to happen. It'll be spontaneous. This song is about cognitive dissonance. And the schism is the missing pieces that we need to put it back together so that the two parts can communicate. Juxtaposed is to put them together and dang it, the chord is changing the song. Okay. Juxtaposition means juxtapose is to put them next to each other and compare the differences or the similarities that they have with towards each other or against each other. You know, so I think it's the similarities. Don't get it twisted or get me quoted on that. Look it up really quick. What schism is? It's finding the missing pieces of communication where men and women have been blocked and headbutting and schisms because we're at different levels consciously. Right? Our spiritual progressions are different all over the planet because there's so many different views and ideologies that are floating around. It's we need to learn what the difference is between real and make believe, which living in a simulation or a manipulated reality, I should say. It's not really a simulation because pinch yourself, cut yourself, do you bleed? Does it hurt? Then it's not fake. You know, I don't really think much is fake at all. Just because you can't see it, don't mean it ain't there. Um, I feel things all the time. I see things peripherally. I've heard things definitely not within, but without, which means I haven't heard these voices coming from inside my head, but they have been external voices, which means that is not schizophrenia. That is straight up being communicated with by something I could not see, but I felt it. So, I mean, like, do some research, y'all. If anybody's doubting or skeptical, you know, I'm doing this to help people open up and start educating themselves. Because, you know, like, not very many people are going to just do this, you know, because you're crazy. You need a loony bin. Blah, 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 blah. Well, it's because I've pursued what I've felt and what I've thought, and I've looked it up. I've done my homework and stuff like that on most topics. Yeah, I do read a lot. I do absorb a lot from what material I do read. But there's things that I've thought or felt, and they came out of nowhere. That I analyzed what it meant to me initially, and then I researched my answer that I got by seeking self answers first. And the answers I found within myself, I looked up those answers to compare them with what artificial intelligence has to say. Okay? The whole internet is artificial. It's not real. It's not connected to anything organic. Okay? It is the only way it is possible is because it's plugged into electricity. And it has the capabilities to hold information or store information, and it's been storing information for millenniums of years. And don't take it for granted that what they say is the truth, because it's farthest from the truth than you can even fathom. You know, life is simple. It's supposed to be simple. We can't get that twisted either. Life ain't about luxury cars and big body Benzes and mansions on the hill and bringing jewelry and all the money you could want. That ain't what brings real value. You know, just because you're rich doesn't give you value. It gives your net worth of your company or what you are about. What has made you the money is what's valuable. Because whatever you're selling is the value in it. Okay, it's not what you're buying that's valuable. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's not the physical thing that's valuable. It's the message behind it. Right. And I don't think anything's valuable that talks about I got a fat wallet and you know, floss and jewelry. Yeah, I just worked real hard for my money, or I signed my fucking life away for a bunch of money and I don't know what to do with it. So I'm gonna pretend that I'm some baller or some shit. If I was rich, I would look just like this. I would dress just like this. I would drive a beater with a heater or a beater with an AC, whether I'm north or south on the world. That I would not make known that I had all this money, you know, just because I don't want people hounding me for anything or suing me, or that's the first thing people do. Now, who told me that one? First thing people do when someone wins the lottery in their family is like, I'm gonna sue them because they've given me a hardship. They don't see what you're about. Shit. I invest in oxygen,
It makes me a lot of money. It makes me very rich. Why? Because I don't breathe oxygen. I don't care for it. So I'm going to tax all of you for the air you breathe. Hi, my name's Uncle Sam. Or, I'm your country's leaders. Yeah. Wolves in sheep's clothing for sure. Um, you know, I'm going to say it again. Anything people do to you, if they're an adult, they know what they're doing. Don't take I didn't know as an excuse, because most people, if they're smart enough to do something like that, and they're smart enough to know that it's wrong, or smart enough to know that if it's going to get over on somebody else, then it's probably not something, what do you call it, acceptable. To some species of human, it may be acceptable, but this species of human, like this one right here, it ain't acceptable. I mean, I could be a hypocrite on a few things, but I would never completely burn or rob from somebody I know. I wouldn't. Uh, it's always like, most of the time you're supposed to ask before you touch somebody else's shit. But I'm just gonna go through a bunch of little morals right now, just to let everybody know, like, we're all on the same page. I hope, but it's not what you do; it's how you treat people. To be honest, like, what you do behind in secret in your room or in your house is your business. It's what you do in society when you go out your door in the morning and how you treat the world and the people in the world. That's what matters. All right, it's the way we treat other people is what matters. Yeah, yeah. Love your neighbor, love your enemies as you love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, then it would be understandable that you wouldn't love or treat anyone else with respect or kindness. With that being said, that's why it's so important to, you know, I just like to look at, like, 85% of the population is ignorant and they don't know what they're doing, but they know what they're doing. It's the choices they make, all right? Which nobody is to blame but themselves for the choices that anybody makes. People choose to be rotten. They choose to be liars. They choose to be thieves. They choose to be deceitful or whatever. They choose that. They don't, or they learned it growing up, or picked it up from somebody who didn't have good ethical morals. Because, like, I've held out a lot when I'm deserving. I'm just not a piece of shit. I don't treat people like that. There's moments, there's moments that I've been a piece of shit. Yes, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't try to hold a grudge. So what I do with my life is my choice. You know, like I say, those that are worthy of my time get it. And, like, I'm busy enough doing my own thing that, like, as long as you're not hurting anybody, I feel that it's your business. If you're not hurting anybody doing what you do, if it's a solo thing, you only have yourself to worry about, right? If when we start involving others in our business and our endeavors and stuff, that we start risking our safety and other people's safety or well-being or their opinion about you or whatever. I try to do everything with a conscious choice. I want to know my options before I make them, because you know I want to make a conscious decision that I'm making the right choice out of all my options. You know, and if I only got one option, because somebody won't tell me any other options that they've thought of. And I'm not saying anybody specific. It's as a scenario or an example. If I'm the only one bringing any ideas,
then it's not my fault if they feel left out. You know, anybody. I'm not saying this towards anybody. I'm saying this in general that you know that's the golden rule. Treat others the way we want to be treated. If we can't do that, what are we here for? We're here to die. You know. I came here to. I want to raise your spirits. um, to resurrect the dead friends and to bring them back to life. It may not be the same vessel, but it would be the same soul, the same spirit in a different body, the same appearance, but it's not a clone I'm talking about. I think it's what do you call it? It's an image, an image that we will remember throughout our entire existence, because in Vedic faiths, which is Hindu or whatever you want to call it, it is spiritual belief that we reincarnate looking exactly the same. Like every spirit that's born again will have the same features, the same look. If you were killed in a previous life, you would have a birthmark in that spot. Like if you were stabbed, you would have a stab wound, but it would be a birthmark, you know? And so like I have a tiny little birthmark on my pec over here, and it's like a tan color instead of like it's like the color of my arm instead of the color of the under the arm, and it's like the only spot, and it sticks out. It's like an obvious birthmark. So like, if that's true, then what happened? What killed me? What gave me a mortal wound in a past life that gave me this birthmark? 'Cause I know a kid that's got a whole side of his head's a complete birthmark. So that means like, if that's true, if that is true, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's true, then that kid was blown his head off or some shit, with a birthmark on the entire side of the head. I've met a couple people with birthmarks on their heads. Like, so something happened. If that's true, if it was a mortal wound, which means a mortal wound means it killed you. um, I'm looking. I'm gonna finish the song now. I need solder. I can't do this without it. There's not enough on the speakers. Like the factory or the place that makes electronics and solders them together, they use this different kind of stuff. It's like a hard paste, and it like dries different. It's not like real solder. It's not like the lead stuff that I'm used to using. It's like this, I want to say ceramic when it's dry, but it's not. Anyways. He's saying something happened that crippled our communication. It was the split, you know? Women used to rule, and men would protect the ruling women. It was, and it's the fall of the feminine, or the oppression of the feminine has definitely been seen in today's times. The amount of traumas that women hold within them spiritually through the ages, the ways that women have been treated by a lot of the fallen, the fallen blood groups that ravaged and pilfered when they showed up here. Those initial traumas, are the ones I'm talking about. Is the oppression of the feminine is depicted in the shackles on Lilith's feet, holding her to the pillar of what she stands on, which is symbolic for the enslavement or the oppression or the shackling of the feminine energy, which is cosmic. All right. We're in the age of Aquarius now, which is also um, feminine energy and supposed to be baptizing the world with fresh new supply of life giving source energy, and the nets that are spread that lots of these hating people falling into, you know, um, that's not my fault. It's not my problem if they want to hate because they don't understand the codes. They don't understand the high speech is what we call it. It's high speech. It's not meant for the lower consciousness to understand, because if they were meant to hear it or understand it, they would get it, you know, or they haven't been given the proper piece to the puzzle they need in order to understand it, you know. So it's going to be confusing or hated or frowned on or made fun of because, oh, that's like fairy tale stuff. No, what the fairy tale is really not having a belief at all, thinking that everything is just nothing. As you know, I'm not a nihilist. I don't believe in nothing. You know, I believe in a higher power. I believe that there's definitely embodiments of these energies that attach themselves to people, and it's called an archetype, and they get these characteristics of certain archetypes. Like, say, for instance, what they found underneath Solomon's temple was Al-Aqsa, which isn't a coincidence at all. It's a deity that they all worship, and it's you know, it's been sheltered and hidden from society for millennia. Um, you know, there's lots of ancient words that are considered light language that open up doorways that are hidden around the world in different spots. Like, another example is Solomon's temple. The doorway to get to his temple is engraved in stone, and the only way to open it is with the special chalk and a special phrase, like "Open Sesame" or something, right? Abracadabra. Those aren't just made up and like entertaining words. They're actual mockeries of actual magic that did used to work at one time before the invasions happened and the frequency fences were put up, and the reverse frequencies, I should say, the 60 gigahertz and all that shit, the 5 big G's. No, don't flag me. Don't cancel this video for 5G being said now. Come on. First it was 5G, then it was COVID. Can't talk about vaxes, blah, blah, blah. Fuck y'all. You will not take away my freedom of damn speech. It's the only thing we have. If people can't be good for their words and be held to their words and, you know, be able to say and express themselves freely, which is more healthy than being told how to fucking be, all right? You don't go around telling people and forcing people to do something or to conform. That's satanic and Luciferian and Belial. You know? And the darkness likes to hide the truth and make you wonder what it's doing, where the light will tell you exactly what it's doing. All right? Holy shit. Really? Trying to distract me, are you? Trying to distract me, are you? Don't whatever me. See, and that's one person's method, is they'll bomb my phone. Not you, who's watching, the only person I believe is watching, but somebody's method is to blow my phone up while I'm streaming, so I get all these interruptions, and it's not in chat, so people don't see how rotten they're being to me. So it's okay. And then they'll deny it if I bring it up. I did not. Whatever.
Want to see the proof? Oh, you'll deny the fucking proof in front of your face. It's as fucking obvious as this fucking scab on my nose. So it's like, that's intentional shit. Like, that's the things that I don't approve of. That's low value crap. You know, be honest and be, you know, own your shit. Everybody needs to own their shit. Like, I make mistakes all the fucking time. You don't see me being mean to everybody or trying to manipulate my way through life. You don't see me doing that. You know, I have to code my words and like beat around the bush half the time because that's what everyone else does. You know, I don't want to be like that. I'm not trying to become bitter because somebody else is hateful. You know, showing their monsters, their monstrous blood, their Luciferian and Belial blood boiling as I speak. Good. I hope it boils your skin right off. Go back to the abyss where you climbed out of and attached to my people, Weticos and Archons and all that shit I'm referring to. It's not the people that are acting that way. It's what is influencing them. It's what they've allowed into their mind. And, oh, here, let me share with you some stuff. But I need to have physical interaction with your brain, your mind. You know, here, take a little bit of smoky mirrors for your vision so I can manipulate you a little bit, influence your decisions and your actions and the way you treat certain people. But yet, people you're good friends with will sabotage another person's life and their well-being and, you know, their sense of self-worth and all that. And you stay best friends with them. I don't get certain people have they're so fickle or frugal or whatever you want to call it. I think it's fickle. It's a loyalty problem. When you switch loyalty up so fast, like it's nothing, is pretty fickle. I mean, like, okay, I understand if you're unhappy or you're miserable or, you know, your partner isn't putting anything on the table that benefits the whole house, not just the person, but everybody that is in your immediate circle. You know, like in my situation, everyone in my house benefits on or should be benefiting of what I bring to the table, which I'm keeping the bills paid mostly, which is what I'm bringing to the table right now. I have the messages I speak that I bring to the internet table, and that's everybody's table, to be honest. You know, the things that I wish to speak about or reveal to people is not something I'm making up or something I heard from someone else. It's things that I've seriously went to school for, like not actual school, but I've schooled myself on learning what it was or what it's about. You know, it's like, I'm not religious, I'm not biblical, I don't follow any establishment or a specific one singular God. I believe in many. All right. Nature, water, air, land, all those are like, there's spirits involved, there's energies involved. If you want to get technical, it's just energy that is taking on a form of some kind, you know. Its vibration is slightly different, so the molecules evolved a different way, you know, just like humans. We vibrate at 13 point something hertz, and so we absorb a lot. We're 78% water. Water forms to its confinements. It is easily manipulated and formed to frequencies. It'll change its shape. It'll change its vibration to the frequencies is being admitted to it. So, like, if I wanted to play 1536 hertz and blare it into my bowl of water and watch the ripples go, you know, I'm watching the vibration affect the water, right? It's the energy that I'm putting into it is causing it to react because it's not physically touching it. It's the energy coming out of it. It's touching it. So you make a ripple by physically putting your finger in the water, but with sound and frequencies, you don't have to physically touch it. You can touch it with something invisible and make it react the same way that you're looking for. It's You know, it's physics. It's, you know, it's whoever the fuck that was rude. Huh. They said whatever. I don't know what they're saying whatever about, but they probably poked on my video and seen what I was doing and said whatever because I'm so fucking embarrassing to speak the truth and call out bullshit that I don't find appealing or very attractive about anything or anyone to do these things. And whoever wants to defend those types of things are, in my opinion, low value people. You know, if you don't allow somebody else to have an open mind enough to speak their own fucking opinions, and you're going to oppress them and make them feel little because they have an open mind and a big opinion about stuff. And damn it, I've helped at least a fucking dozen people on the internet that I don't even know from Adam. I've helped more people online than I have in real life. Quit fucking speeding by with your loud ass bike, fool. Fucking rude. Distractions. They're there to irritate you so you get off track. Right. Don't let people try to silence me. Yeah, that's right. And that's what infuriates me righteously. You know, I'm in a righteous boat. Because like all the hate and all the shade people want to throw at you because you're speaking something from your heart that you've felt like very passionate about, you know, it's okay to be passionate about things, you know, but you should only have passionate feelings for, you know, a few people in your entire life, you know, like real passion is like intimacy and, you know, like closeness and touching and like, you know, passion. I can be passionate about music or making videos. I can be passionate about what I believe in. Right, exactly. Your opinion matters just as much as the next person's. You know, everyone has one. Some are rotten, some are bright. You know, but everyone's entitled to it. That's something we all have entitlement to, is an opinion, you know. But this stranger off the street is not entitled to walk into my house and get my food out of my fridge and eat it. They're not entitled to that, you know. They're not entitled to, well, I guess anybody's entitled to drop anybody they want or be with anybody they want. It's a freedom thing. It's my choice. I'm a human. I'm an adult. I'm adulting. You know, it's one thing to be an adult, but then to be a parent is even harder. You know, because you're not only making sure yourself is in check, but you're making sure those babies are growing up respectful people and they're not going to be disrespectful first to you as a parent, or, you know, the way a man treats his mom is how he's going to treat you, you know. And like, I've called my mom a bitch one time ever. And my mom wasn't strict or anything, but we also didn't grow up with her. We were at the babysitters a lot. She worked 2 full-time jobs and a part-time job, you know, in my younger years, you know, when I was still a grasshopper. Wait, you were a grasshopper one time? Man, you're not paying attention to the right details of the story. No, I wasn't a grasshopper. It's a figure of speech. That's a reference from Joe Dirt. Yeah, I don't care either. If I offend people with what I say, then fuck them. They got problems, or they have an issue with that issue. Societal defect. You know, it's the way people are conditioned and the way they're, you know. Here, let me spoil you for being a jerk. Here's a gold star for being fucked up. You know, that's what I'm trying to get at without trying to be so blunt with it. You know, it's like, that's why I say, like, anybody that's over at least 15 years old, they should fucking know better on how to treat somebody. You know, if they were raised properly, you know, with morals and, you know, solid foundation and, you know, something firm and a man figure to be rough, lovingly rough, tough love. You know, you get tough love from your dad, you get unconditional love from your mom. You know, the only time a man gets unconditional love is from his mother. you know, and maybe a FWB relationship could be unconditionally loving because there's not supposed to be any strings attached and friends with bennies. You know, there's things that I don't allow around me, which when those things come up, I'm usually the one that says that's not acceptable. But half the time I know when someone's screwing with me or being for serious by the tone they use or the way they say something, you know. Um, it's body language is over half a conversation anyways. You know, then you have hand gestures. Some people talk with their hands because they're casting spells and they're pointing the spells at you. You know, your Jedi mind tricks don't work on me. You know, but you get the point. Hopefully, this video won't come down. I won't remove it, just so everybody knows. Am I okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Why wouldn't I be? Oh, it's because I've ignored you for a couple of days. I keep being ignored. How's it fucking feel? Don't fucking patronize me. Oh, here, let me piss you off first and then ignore you. Now it's intentional. Let me trigger you and then ignore you and then not respond to your fit, you know, or your reasoning, if you have any at all. I don't know. Maybe you ought to pay attention more if you actually show you care at all. About to be nothing in my life because all the times that you hated my name and all the clubs you get in using my name. You think you broke my heart, well, girl, you're such a shame. Think I'm crying on my own, well, I ain't. I didn't mean to write a song. It's exactly how it is. My friends are an issue, but it's actually them that has the issue. You know, all the things they've earned because they slandered me. You know, all the friends they make that used to be my friends because they slandered me and deprivated me, but then tried to say I did it to them. So it's like anybody that does that should be written the hell off. That's intentional shit. I don't care who you are. A baby wouldn't do something like that. A child wouldn't do something like that. Children really don't want to hurt nobody, and that's a learned behavior. You know, that's a way I get treated. I'm treating everyone else now because nobody treats me nice. You know, that's how children act. But at the same time, they are the most purest thing on the planet until they get corrupted by evil-hearted people. You know, or shady, scandalous minds. You know, I would never allow anyone to talk or influence a child like that to where they think it's okay to harm or put somebody else's well-being in jeopardy or to make them feel less of a human whatsoever. You know, like my goal every day is to make at least one person feel like they're a human being, you know, not in the third density like scum. You know, my mind is always higher than the sixth because, you know, it's the amount of hatred you get from other people when you're in these states. That's how you tell that you're special, you know? Special, not that kind of special. I'm not special. You making fun of my hair lip? It's just some shit that I've been wanting to say for a while. Since my last video, I've wanted to say a lot of things on video. You know, I used to document everything. My whole life I would document. Like in the morning when I take a walk, I would make a video. I was getting almost 1,000 views a day on my old account before it got sabotaged, or I was tricked into thinking I was being spied on and hacked and monitored by the fucking police. And so I deleted my account and I wasn't even saying anything. that was incriminating. It was just like I was talking to somebody that I was ordered not to talk to, but fuck them. They don't know the story. They're just going off of hearsay. They don't have proof of, but they're being favoritisms because, oh, I can cry on demand and say a good story and I have tits. But hey, I got a fucking dick that knows how to fuck, and my story's never heard and believed. you know, it's the same fucking thing. I could use my dick as a tool and a weapon against women if I wanted to, and say they lie and get restraining orders on them when I don't get my way. But no, I walk away, I cool off, I come back, I apologize, I make up either by hugging a gift or some intimacy. That's how I make up. I don't make up by telling stories that aren't true. I never pass a false witness on to nobody. Only the things that I've truly endured and experienced myself. And if I experienced it negatively, then it was obviously given to me in the wrong way. Because anybody with a pure intention will never give you a sour moment. They would always explain themselves and apologize to where they actually noticed that, your facial expression just showed me that you were disgusted with that comment. And so I'm apologizing to you because I didn't realize that bothered you. There's a difference between bothering somebody and offending them too. Something like, okay, when you're dating somebody or seeing somebody, I learned this one from an older woman that I dated when I was in my 20s. We weren't exclusive or serious like one-on-one, but the point she made to me was when you're out with somebody and you're seeing that person that day, then you don't want to go and hang out with somebody else in front of them if you're supposed to be on a date together and you showed up at a party before them and you were being all flirtatious with this other woman, which I was doing at that moment, and she caught me and said, I don't want to see you no more. I was like, what happened? She goes, you know what she did? I was like, oh, it was the girl. I was making out with her in the backyard when the other one showed up, and that's the only time I've ever done anything like that. But we weren't like boyfriend, girlfriend. The point was went on a date that night, and that means until we go home our separate ways, we are together that day. That's what the dating world became a reality to me. Is like when you're dating, you need to let the other person know when it becomes exclusive and when it is just strictly friends with bennies. If there's nothing, there's not going to be anything there. That's what needs to be said in every relationship, I think, because no mixed feelings or anything happens. So I always keep in mind state that until it's exclusive, it's just what it is. And until it's brought up and exclusive, then that's when you click on the moral conduct and the ethical conducts and you treat it accordingly. You don't treat it in a disrespectful way beforehand though either. For example, if I was seeing somebody, I would be seeing that person. I mean, it doesn't mean that I wouldn't be talking to somebody, other people, but I wouldn't be seeing somebody else while I'm seeing this person. That's what I'm trying to say. And if anything changed, then I would communicate that with the other person, with everybody that I'm associating myself with. I would let them know my plans and what way I'm teetering. I'm not somebody that wants unneeded feelings about other people or about myself. So that's where the whole put your cards on the table type thing, or let it be known that this is what it is. And if it ever becomes anything more, then you remind them, hey, I thought we weren't taking it to that level. And so that's the moment where the discussion happens. And if it's still the same understanding or agreement or contract, whatever the fuck it would be, then that's what is honored. And until, person A, B, C, or D is true with themselves, then I'm sticking with the one I got.
You know, the only person who's communicated with me what they've wanted was been solid so far. So, um, kudos. I'm thinking what I've just said on this video has been pretty real and authentic and genuine from my heart. Um, I've corrected myself a few times even. I've been very sincere and you know, loving, I think. For somebody who's expected to be some bitter monster and shit like that, I think I'm handling things pretty well. Um, this was a daily life blog of Christopher Shira or Cognizant Sapience. You are watching Open Mind Productions. Ending disclaimer is do not take anything I've said as factual or a remedy to any type of health issues or ailments you may be suffering from. That is for uh, spiritual healers if you were suffering from an attachment or anything like that. If you were suffering from influencing thoughts or intrusive thoughts, then you can talk to me about that stuff too. Um, the difference is it inside the head or outside the head? If it's outside the body, then it's not you. It's a simple thing. If it's inside the head, then it's you. That's how you determine schizophrenia from non. If it's outside the body, then it's definitely something invisible you cannot see. It is trying to communicate with you. If you can't see it, you may be able to feel it. That's how I communicate. I see them and feel them, but I don't see them directly full forward. It's usually the peripherals where I notice something moving, but you focus without moving your head. You focus with your eyeballs and you hone in on it. You focus your attention to this spot and you'll see what you're thinking you're seeing. And if it's nothing, then it won't be anything. But you could move your eye, but don't move your entire head because you'll give yourself away and it'll disappear for good. You know, that's just something I've noticed too. Like there used to be a ghost in our house when I was a kid. We'd lock the door all the time and lock us out. And how we know is because we took pictures of the roof one day after redoing the roof, and this wisp, it was more like a swoosh, came out of the window and was like it was swooshed out the window like this, looking at the roof. So it was like checking out our work because this ghost is actually the remnants of the man who built the house in World War One. How we knew it was World War One because he had the freaking muzzle loader with the bayonet on the end, and he wore spurs on his boots, and he had a general's uniform on that was World War One style, and we called him the Colonel. And I was really sick with the flu one year. I hardly get sick, and when I do, it's really bad for a moment. But I bounced back, and benefit of that is having a good immune system that I haven't been vaccinated from. You don't need to inoculate my immune system. It's perfectly functioning fine, thank you. It's what an immune system's for. You're meant to fucking get dirty and eat dirt sometimes. It's germs. It's how you build an immunity. You know? Yeah, I just rubbed my hand on the dirty table and licked my hand. I'm not afraid to get sick because there was nothing negative on the table that would infest me with the negative bug. Really, it's an intrusion that gets through the defenses of your body, and usually it's a negative energy that you can't see. It's just, you know, you can microscope it and see its shape. You can see those things because they aren't like invisible per se, but they are microscopic. But they are alive and they do carry negative energies with them. They're parasites. They live off of living tissues and hosts that are warm-blooded and have souls and hearts and spirits and stuff. There's a parasite that'll make a cat turn suicidal. It lives on frogs and snails, and when the birds eat them, the birds get them, and the cats eat the birds, and the cats run out in front of moving vehicles or sit in front of a parked car and get squished.
It's just weird. It makes people weird things. It's they've lost control of their conscious thoughts. Like they unconsciously do things unaware of what they're doing. They're like walking blind. They're lost. Those are the ones I'm talking. The zombies. It's not really a zombie apocalypse, but it's zombie-minded people that are so brainwashed that every command they hear or everything they hear, they believe with everything they don't have within them because they've given it all away or they've changed too much. They don't have any authenticity because somebody else stole their identities every time they came out with a new one. It's pretty dark, isn't it? It's like the wickedness of people these days. Not everybody. I said people. Whoever takes offense is obviously that way. So, we don't take offense to things because that gives us away. That's a way to put it, huh? That's the truth. Oh, if I offended anybody with that comment, I am not sorry. All right, it's nap time, y'all. We'll see you later. We'll talk in the next session or something. Nobody wanted to join, so I had the guest thing shared out in a couple chats, but I had one person on the link. But yeah, see, this is the results of how fucked up my name's become because of somebody slandering me. I have no viewers at all whatsoever on YouTube, Facebook, or fucking Instagram. Nothing. That's what sucks about people fucking campaign smearing you. Smear campaigning you around everywhere. Because the way you talk to them in the return of how they treat you, you get treated like dirt, you're going to talk to them like dirt because that's how they are. They're a person like that treats others like shit, so they deserve to get treated like shit. They're talked to like shit, but I don't treat them like shit. I have talked to them like shit because that's how I get treated. And it is a fact that a man will treat his lover the way that his lover treats him. So if for example, if she is treating him like he's a piece of shit, then he is going to talk to her like a piece of shit that she says he is. It's not, I'm right, you're wrong, I knew you were a piece of shit. No, it's you are getting what you want because you are treating me the way you want to be treated. You want to be talked to like I don't give a fuck, then quit showing me that I don't mean anything to you. Appreciate the man that you have in your life that's doing things for you, because not every man's gonna fucking do everything you want him to do. There's other bitches out there that will do the things that you won't do. You know what I'm saying? And there's other men out there that'll do the things that I won't do. I'm not saying that I'm not sexist. I'm saying it goes both ways. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. What you put out, you get back. So I try to spread kindness because I get kindness back. It's a win-win. And like if certain people want to hate on me and continue to hate on me, then that's their bed they've made. They've shown me their true colors that they don't want to stop showing. They want to pretend that I'm a piece of shit and I'm wrong about everything and I'm crazy, psycho, and embarrassing, and people want to laugh at me and make shorts about me and mocking me. That's how I get talked to and treated. So that person gets treated and talked to like shit. I'm not going to deny that. There's reasons for everything. You don't want to believe me? Go talk to them and listen to their one-sided bullshit lies and slander me some more. Or you can hear it from my half of the story and say, no, they got talked to that way because they treat me like shit. Seriously. The only thing they've done for me is financial help when I've direly needed it. Have they been there for me emotionally, spiritually, physically, and mentally? No, they have not. Well, physically, yes. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, fuck no. That's what I need. I'm a spiritual man. I need, yes, I am sensitive. I'm not oversensitive, but I do have a heart and a soul and feelings that do matter, and they do get hurt by people's actions or words towards me. I'm not just a fucking clone. I'm not a robot that'll do whatever you want. If you want that, get yourself a clone of me. If you love me so much, but you can't stand to fucking talk to me or come see my ass. That's fucking real love there. That's fucking neglect and belittlement and unappreciated, ungrateful somebody's. I'm sorry, I'm not being a jerk on purpose. I'm just saying the facts. Like, that's my reality of the way I get treated by them. Is their reality the same? Maybe. Who's going to be the bigger person and stop doing the shit that they don't like? Me. I'm going to stop. I talk about it because I deserve to. Maybe they shouldn't have done what they did to have me talk about what they did and what I did to stop what they did. And then it's my fault that I did what I did to stop them doing what they did. You're going to stop belittling me and calling me fucking names every time I get on the internet to make a video. That's what you're going to do. If you don't want to do that, then fuck off. Take a damn hike, because I'm not hurting you making a video. Your ego might be hurt because I'm saying things that offend you. Well, that's fucking good. You need to be offended. Don't give a fuck about your goddamn feelings when it's facts involved. Facts don't give a fuck if you get mad at them for being facts. No, they don't. So go fucking get mad at that shit. Don't get mad at me for being the messenger and calling it out. Maybe it's you that needs to change. You take offense to every fucking good thing that I'm about. Yes, Karina Bove, Corey, I'm talking about you. Want to get offended, bitch? Go fucking take a hike. I'm not an incel. I don't hate all women, just specific ones that knew what they were doing when they fucked me over. But I turn the other cheek and take it up the fucking ass anyway. Because I'm nice and kind and I'm fucking a simp like that, right? I'm not no simp, I'm just kind. I like to do things for people, but I don't like being taken advantage of at the same time. You know, I don't expect to get laid for anything I do, or that's not even the thing that I want is payment from anybody that I do something nice for. No, it's pay it forward or, say thank you. It's simple. I'm a simple man. Like, obviously. You see, if people want to see how simple I am, I don't even own a TV. I walk everywhere. If I don't get rides from anybody's, But I won't get mad if I don't get rides either. It's like I ask a couple hours in advance for rides most of the time because it takes me an hour and a half to walk to work. And so it gives me a half an hour to get ready to go if I have to. That's being responsible. It's being an adult. Yeah, I may slack off a lot, but when I do I put in quite a bit. I want to do my fair share plus, win a brownie point here or there if I can. But when somebody wants to put me down because I'm being helpful to my community or to another person, that makes that person look bad because I'm doing genuinely something good for somebody. And so I'm person A, you're person B, and they're person C. Okay, we'll do it that way. When person A does something good for person B always says thank you to person A and appreciates what person A does for person B. But person C over there notices what person A is doing for person B and person B 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, however many person B's there are. Okay. The person C is the hater one that wants to cause all the problems for person A. So person A does these good kind things for persons B all the time. But person C doesn't get that as much because they want to chastise person A for being a good person. So person A became, a piece of shit, a jerk for a little while because all they get is ridiculed for being good. So maybe I'll get rewarded for being bad. Didn't happen. But I mean, what's the fucking concept? What's the point of manipulating a good person into being a jerk eventually, just so you can use it against them as your reason to be done with them? Because it's your fault why I've been a jerk. Simple. I'm a dick because you fucking made me a dick by making me change, always putting me down on good things that I do and not appreciating a goddamn thing that I've done. I don't care. Your fucking back's fucked up. You got fibromyalgia and lupus. It's a fucking attachment doing it. You're too fucking proud to think outside your little box. So you want to fucking deny everything. No more denying bullshit that I come up with, because I've noticed, I've watched, I've observed, I've dissected and analyzed every fucking thing I've ever been told by you. I've noticed caught you in lies many times, and I don't hold it against you, no, but when it is important and I need to bring it up to prove a point, that's the only time I ever do it. So anybody who else in the future thinks that I'm boyfriend material or anything, keep in mind, I will call you out on every fucking thing that you do that goes against my morals. You know, if you don't want it done to you, don't do it to me. Simple. If I do it to you, don't do it back to me to pay me back. If I didn't know and I did something that bothered you or hurt your feelings, I expect 100% that I am called out on it when it happens. Don't give me months down the road to continue doing it and let it build up, then pop. No. Hey, you did something just now that really fucking pissed me off. Okay, wow, okay, what did I do? I won't do it again. You know, but once it's a habit, and then you blow up on a habit, it's hard to break that habit instant, you know? But if you catch it when it happens, then they know exactly what they did. And they can work on not doing it, especially if it's the first time they've ever done it to you. But if they've done it to everyone else before you, it's a habit already, and they're not going to break a learned behavior or a taught behavior. You know, most of the time it's for self-gain. You know, when people manipulate another person, or you know, what I just explained, it's for self-gain 98% of the time. And if it isn't, then it's something that they can't help, and it's impulsive. Most of the time, people are impulsive and they do things because they either want something they don't have, or they would benefit from it. But that's why I like to sacrifice things. No, not living things. I sacrifice belongings, items. You know, I give away things to others because it's generosity, it's a sacrifice. It's two gems right there I just named off. Generosity and sacrifice are the things that are valuable. All right. Just because you're losing something with sacrificing. This is a gold bar, right? It's a gold disc, make believe. It's silver, okay? This is a chunk of silver. It's served its purpose in my life. Now it's time to give it to this person over here. I'm sacrificing this item to that person because it benefited me. I got what I needed from it, but now it's time to give somebody else the benefit of receiving its value. All right. And my phone's going to die here soon. I got 5%. So I got to, I can't even see it. I have to turn the brightness up. All right. So, we're going to end the video now. And, we'll be back when we have some more battery power, and I'm going to take a nap now. So, love y'all. Peace. Namaste. May the source be with you. My Padawan learners. Anyways, much love. Namaste.